Hey folks, Todd here. I just wanted you to see a picture of those three beautiful wildwood flowers in a row. First one's a DA that I played for you the other day. If you follow the sequence of the circle of fifths from D to A, you go from A to E, and then the third one's E to B. I'm going to grab up the middle one, which is the AE harp, and see if I can arrange this so that you can hear me play without moving around too much. I think I need a camera for my videos rather than using a computer that is hard to maneuver around. Anyway, this is the AE harp, and some people might ask, well, why do you have a DA and an AE harp? Why do you have duplication of A? And with these two key harps, I don't really think of them as duplications, even though they have the same notes, but they don't have the same chords. You get a different chord configuration when the A is the northernmost key on the harp. In this case, E is the southernmost, north being oriented toward the tuning pins and south being oriented toward the fine tuners. So there are certain songs that I would like to do in A using an AE harp, and there might be songs that I would do in A using the DA harp. I could do it all with a chromatic, but then I would miss out on some of these very pretty chords that I like to use when I'm playing a diatonic. So I'm going to do a song by the great Jesse Winchester called Biloxi, which I've always loved because as an English teacher and a lover of poetry, William Blake's Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience. His song of innocence was Little Lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? And the parallel poem of that on the Songs of Experience is Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. What immortal hand or eye doth frame thy fearful symmetry? So there's this give and take, this playing back and forth between innocence, experience, good and evil, I suppose, lightness and dark. And I like it when I find a song where both of those are contained in the same song. This song, Biloxi, starts off, it's just a family outing at the beach. They're having a great time. The boy is there with his sisters, and they're not aware that there's danger that lurks either under the water or in the far distance where the storms are coming. And it made me think of Hurricane Katrina, which was supposed to hit New Orleans directly, but it veered off and hit the Mississippi coast where Biloxi is. It flooded New Orleans, of course, when the levees broke, but you could have been playing in the ocean that day in Biloxi, not really knowing that that hurricane was going to make a turn to the east and hit you hard. So these things are only hinted at in the song. I tend to overanalyze things, but that's why I like these kind of songs. They make me think. Anyway, here's the song. Down around Biloxi, pretty girls are swimming in the sea. They all look like sisters in the ocean. Boy will fill his pail with salted water, and the sky's red from off toward New Orleans. Sun shines on Biloxi, the air is filled with vapor from the sea. boy will dig a pool beside the ocean. He sees creatures from his dreams underwater. And the sun will set from off toward New Orleans. Yes, the sun will set from off toward New Orleans. Stars shine on Biloxi. Stars can find their faces in the sea. We are walking down beside the ocean. We are splashing naked in the water. And the storms that blow from off toward New Orleans. Yes, the storms they blow from off toward New Orleans. That's the song Biloxi by Jesse Winchester. In order to play that in the A position on this AE harp, I needed a G substitute chord up here in the northernmost tier of the instrument, because there isn't a G chord in an AE harp configuration. But what I figured out was if I just took one pair of G sharps and split that pair so that the first note was a half step lower than that one G, I could create a substitute for a G chord by using A, B, and D, which are the notes of the G add 9 chord, or just by themselves it would be a D6 chord. But I put that one G in there. So what I've learned doing these new configurations of auto harps is that you don't always have to have perfect balance of every chord for every key that you're playing in. That sometimes, I mean, we know that instinctively at the south end, if we have a GD auto harp, for example, we may have an A7 chord to go with it and a D7 chord, but we're missing an E7 chord, but we want to play an A or limp along an A. So I learned that one of the very first auto harp lessons I ever had with Ivan Stiles was just use an E partial 7, an E7 minus 3. So if that works at that end, then why can't it work up here at the other end? That would be the 5/5 chord in the key of D, A being the 5, and then the 5/7 of 5 would be E. So I think of these as 4/4 chords. Because if you run out of space, you don't have enough chord bars to do it all. Although I've tried to do a lot of different things with tandem bars and stuff. But anyway, there's my song for you today. Biloxi by Jesse Winchester. If you really pay close attention to those words, as the song progresses, it goes from a beautiful innocent day, the sky is red and off towards New Orleans, and in the middle verse, the boy will dig a pool beside the water. He sees creatures from his dreams, and all of a sudden there's this element of surprise that he's afraid all of a sudden. And then in the last verse, it's the older kids that are out splashing naked in the water, and the storms blow from off toward New Orleans. It won't be long before Hurricane Trina arrives, and all of that innocence that was part of that song in the beginning will be swept up in the maelstrom. That brilliant songwriting, brilliant poetry. Thanks for listening. I'll put this up on my newly configured YouTube channel. I don't really understand the purpose of a YouTube channel, because other than collecting all your songs in one place, because I don't think anybody, if I put a song there, I don't think it gets sent out to anybody. I think you just have to check it once in a while, because I've got a whole bunch of YouTube channels that I like to listen to, but if I don't check on them, I don't know what's there. So anyway, I'm mainly just doing this because we haven't had any real opportunities to gather together to play music. We did have a big song circle at the golf course on Saturday for one of our dear friends who passed away from the coronavirus, in the coronavirus. And he was the best guitar player we had, and he was sort of the anchor when we had a circle. So we got a bunch of chairs and we spread them all out at least 6 to 8 feet apart, and we had 15 people there who loved Perry's music, and we remembered him. It was kind of a cool day though, so I don't know if we'll do that again. Thanks for listening.